In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the novel Azadi, written by Chaman Nahal. It is my second lecture on this novel. As I told you in my earlier lecture, that it is a partisan novel. The partisan novel means the literature that was written at the time of division of India and Pakistan in 1947. The literature of that time describes the problems of division, the, the problems of the people, in what manner the people were butchered on both sides. At that time, different novels were written, and these different novels were regarded as the partisan novels. The novels that deal with the theme of partition directly or indirectly are Khushwant Singh's Train to Pakistan, that was published in 1955, Bal Chandra's Rajan, so The Dark Dancer, that was published in 1958, Atia Hussein's the famous novel Sunlight on the Broken Column, that appeared in 1961, and Padmani Sengupta's novel The Red Hibiscus, that appeared in 1962. There were certain novels that came at that time that describes the problems of division. Chaman Nahal also wrote many novels. His novels in chronicle orders are My True Faces, that appeared in 1973, Azadi appeared in 1975, Into Another Dawn 1977, The English Queen was published in 1979, The Crown and the Loincloth, that was published in 1981, Sunrise is Fiji, that came in 1988, The Salt of Life was published in 1990, The Triumph of Color, that appeared in 1992. Chaman Nahal describes the Gandhian period in his four novels, and these four novels are The Crown and the Loincloth, The Salt of Life, The Triumph of the Tricolor, and Azadi. In his novels, Nahal describes the announcement made by Cabinet Mission in 1947 that there would be two countries, namely India and Pakistan. At the time of announcement, there was a feelings of distrust. Before this announcement, people were living amicably in friendly manner with trust and confidence. When the announcement came, the feelings of distrust started. The people started to kill each one. That was a very typical position. And the novel is divided into three parts. The first part is the lull. It describes the situation before the announcement of partition. The second portion is storm, describes the annihilating position of the society, the storms of the society that happened after the announcement. And the third, aftermath, describe what happened after the announcement. Nahal commented that it is not a historical novel. It is the realistic details of the events, what he himself experienced when he was living at Sialkot. Writer describes in what manner the Muslim-dominated areas, the Muslims butchered the Hindus, and at Sialkot there was Lala Kasiram. Lala Kasiram's shop was burnt alive, and his daughter and was also burnt alive, and even the husband of his daughter was burnt alive, and the person who burnt alive them was the friend of Lala Kasiram. And that happened at Sialkot. Now they started to live in the refugee camps. What happened in the refugee camps? There were murder, rapes, and the feelings of mistrust. And Lala Kasiram was a person of nationalist feelings, and said that the people had started to call him refugee. He said that he was born here, he worked here, he served here, and he was given the name of refugee. That was very touching remark about the personality of Lala. Next we say when the people moved from the refugee camp, They came to Narowala. In Narowala, the atrocities of the Muslims, the police was at height. Women were paraded on the open ground, and they started to use these women for their personal use. That was very shame to humanity. And next, the writer describes the impact on love, the impact of partition on love, how the lovers suffered at the time of partition. The partition of India in 1947 was the worst colossal incident in the history of India. People suffered from both sides, either they were Hindus or Muslims. Okay, it was a geographical division of the land, but writer wants to say that it was also division of hearts, division of friendship, division of trust and love. The atrocities at Sialkot and Narowala spoiled the long cherished relations of the past. The friendship broke into pieces. The trust was broken at that time. Hindus and Muslims were divided, and so the lovers failed to cherish their hope of love that happened in the life of the lovers. Now, here are the story of love between Arun and Noor. Arun was the only son of Lala and was the classmate of Noor, who was the daughter of Chaudhry Barkat Ali. Arun was Hindu, Noor was Muslim. They were the classmates. That's why they exchanged the feelings of love. And the other Muslim students started to have envy for them. See in what manner both love each other. Every time Arun approached her, wherever he approached her, he longed for her as if it was first encounter, as if it was his first meeting. There was even a flutter in his heart. And will she come or not she? There were the feelings in the mind of Arun whether she would come to meet him or not. They were in deep love. But what happened? Arun assured her that he would embrace Islam for her. The situation turned, the tables turned. But the announcement of partition made them helpless. The writer brings out their state of mind. See in what manner Arun heard him say, "Why should I become a Muslim?" He was harsh in voice, as if Noor has created the new state. See in what manner the situation of dilemma, the situation of mistrust between the lovers. Arun started to think that the division is perhaps due to Noor. That's why he started to say in this manner that why should become a Muslim. On the other hand, the girl pleads, the girl questions, I quote, "Why should not you? That is if you love me," unquote. It sounded like anger. She expressed her anger at the answer of Arun. She wanted that Arun should change his religion. He should become a Muslim. They expect each other to change the religion. We see the dilemma in their conversation, the state of confusion, the state of mistrust between the two. The family of Arun decides to leave for Delhi from the refugee camp. At that time, Noor wrote a letter, and that letter was handed to Arun by her brother. The letter reads thus, I quote, the words written by Noor in the letter, I quote, "I'm weeping when I write this to you. Will I ever see you again? God alone knows why people are so full of hate. But I will think of you till the day of my death. May Allah protect you. Khuda Hafiz," unquote. That was the letter written by Noor to Arun at the time of departure of Arun for Delhi. The letter was shock and tears of Noor. She was weeping, she was crying, she was helpless. And she said goodbye to Arun, and she also wished good wishes to Arun. The oath and promises of love made by both remained unfulfilled. Their love could not turn into positive way. and they remained unfulfilled. That was the condition of the lovers, Arun and Noor. In the refugee camp, in the absence of Noor, Arun happens to see Chandni, the daughter of Padmani, the Chaur woman. Chandni was in lap of sleep. She was sleeping silently, and she was being watched by Arun. And she became the object of consciousness of Arun. Means Arun started to like her. It was the fill of the gap. Noor seems only a milestone which he remembered, but had left for back on his path. See the feelings of Arun. It appears to Arun that Noor was only a milestone. He remembers Noor, but that has been left back on the path of life. People can say that his love for Noor was transitory, not permanent. That's why he left Pakistan and came to India. But while love for Chandni was a mere physical attraction, there are two questions. Whether the love for Chandni was fill up the gap, or a physical attraction, or something else. The love between Arun and Chandni comes out suddenly while Arun was unaware about her caste, her breeding. She belongs to the low caste. She belongs to the poor family. Arun was not aware about her situation, about her position, that she belongs to the low caste and she is a poor woman. But Arun developed feelings of liking for Chandni. And we also see that the love between Arun and Chandni is transitory. And Chandni is also afraid. Chandni fears and doubts about their fruitful culmination of love feelings. Chandni was aware that their love would not be fulfilled, that their friendship would not be culminated into the marriage. That's why Chandni was afraid and she has fears and doubts for their relations. But on the other hand, she believes in Arun's words. She trusts Arun's words. One day, Arun proposed his love to her mother. He directly approached to the mother of Chandni and he proposed his love for Chandni. The mother was aware that she belonged to the low caste. That's why her mother, amused by it, but on the path of love, Chandni is snatched. She is abducted from the refugee camp at Narowala. Chandni is no more. She is taken away by the Muslims. And from the refugee camp, Arun and his parents proceeds towards Delhi. Arun does not know where he was heading for. He knows that he is leaving both Noor and Chandni. That was the psychological condition of Arun. He recalls the company which he passed with Noor. He also recalled the company which he passed with Chandni. He was psychologically disturbed, but he left Sialkot. He left Chandni. He left Noor. He came alone to Delhi. We can say that Noor was only the beginning of his love. He had walked only the foothills for her, the beginning. But Chandni had taken him up to the slopes, to the summit. See what when the writer writes about the love feelings. If Chandni was the beginning, she tried to make him away, and Chandni had taken him up to the slopes, to the summit. Means Chandni was helpful in making the feelings fruitful. What would be without her? Arun thinks. When he was moving from the refugee camp, he thinks and says, what would be without her? Without his Hamrahi. He recalls the company. He recalls Noor. He recalls Chandni. Both the girls, Noor and Chandni, created a blank story without pillars, a life of unfulfilled love. Arun is only a disappointed lover. He hoped that Chandni would remain with his memory forever. It is a story of partition. It is a partition of land. It is partition of hearts, a story of the frustrated lovers. In what manner Arun could not fulfill his love feelings remains unfulfilled for Noor and Chandni. Thanks.